So, what are the benefits of group lessons for musicianship development? Woo, welcome. How can we go from just a music teacher to a music business owner? Welcome to the Ultimate Music Teachers Live Show. I'm your host, Glory St. Germain, and I'm thrilled to be here with my fabulous co host, Joanne Barker. Hey, Joanne.
Hey there, Glory, and hello to all our amazing music teachers tuning in today. Whether you're watching live or catching the replay, we're so excited to share this topic with you here today.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. Today we're going to dive into something that can completely transform your teaching and really ignite musicianship in your students, and that is group lessons. Plus, we'll be talking about how this one shift can move you from feeling like you're just a music teacher to actually running a thriving music teaching business.
Let's be honest, we've all felt that burnout of the music teacher schedule, juggling private lessons back to back, kind of like a conveyor belt. Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one. Kind of, it's like Lucille Ball and those chocolates coming through and trying to keep it all balanced and not have to make a mess, right? And, we try to have a life, we raise kids, and somehow we try to find time to eat dinner. During private lessons, it used to be a plate this big, scarf that thing down while they're playing their scales, right? It's a hard thing to balance that music teacher schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And if you've ever thought, there's got to be a better way, actually, you're in the right place, because today we're going to explore how can group lessons not only help you reclaim your time so you can have family dinner together, but also help your students become better musicians, which is why we do what we do, right, Joanne?
Exactly. So, let's jump in. So what makes group lessons so powerful for musicianship development?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start with the most exciting part. And I think that's collaboration. Music is meant to be shared. And when you are teaching in a group setting, students get together, they play together, they listen to each other, and actually they learn faster when they're in that group setting, and they develop ensemble skills as well.
Exactly. When students play in a group, they're not just learning notes, they're learning timing and phrasing and balance and expression in a way that private lessons just can't replicate.
It's very true. It's very true. And let's talk about ear training. Students in group lessons naturally develop better listening skills because they're constantly adjusting to what's happening around them. They're hearing different dynamics, rhythms, phrasing, live and actually in the moment.
Yeah, that is so true. And let's not forget sight reading. In a private lesson, students often stop and correct their mistakes. I got to tell you, confession time for Joanne. There I was at university playing, a piece of music for my private teacher saying, sorry, 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 sorry. And then at the same time became an accompanist. And suddenly that sorry, sorry, and having to apologize went away, because when you're playing with a group, be it with singers or whatever, you have to keep going. It builds fluency and confidence and rhythm like nothing else. And you stop saying, sorry, sorry, every time you make a mistake.
It's so true. It's so true, because you have to keep going. And I think that's a powerful one. And, I think it's like learning to read music in the real world conditions, because in a private lesson, students rely on us as teachers for guidance, but in a group, they learn to self-correct, they develop a keener listening skills, and they also need to learn how to lead themselves in a group setting.
Yeah, isn't that what we want? Independent musicians, ones who don't just play the notes, or the ones who just don't sit there and look at their theory book and do it. I find whether it's in my theory classes or in my piano group classes, the independence that they get from working is, if they're, having trouble in their theory book, we might, one-on-one go over and help them. In a group setting, they tend to help each other, or, support each other, or try to figure it out for themselves because they want to be part of the group. So it's not just about understanding notes, but they understand and feel the music and the concepts much better in a group setting.
Yeah, absolutely, Joanne. And I think this is where the magic really happens. Students start seeing themselves as musicians rather than just students taking music lessons. And that mindset shift is absolutely huge. And I want to talk about now just another major benefit, and that is confidence. Group settings naturally create sort of that built-in performance environment. And every single week, students are playing in front of their peers, right?
Mm-hmm. And that takes the fear out of recitals. Because if there's one group of people who are hard to play in front of, it's your peers. So instead of panicking about that solo performance, they're already used to playing in front of others. So it becomes quite natural.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember doing that with my classes, and we just had so much fun. It did become natural for them just to perform in front of each other, to kind of tease each other a little bit, to work on duets sometimes, to work as a group sometimes. And when students play together regularly, they develop a sense of musical camaraderie, if you will. I think they encourage each other, they celebrate their progress, and even learn from each other's mistakes, right?
Totally. It's a whole new level of motivation. Have you ever noticed that students practice more when they know their friends will hear them, or they get that theory homework done because they know that when they come into theory class, they don't want to be the only one to say, I didn't do my homework. They don't want to be that student that's unprepared, be it in a principal instrument or in their theory lessons.
Yeah, 100%. And I think private students sometimes lack accountability outside of their lessons, but you're so right, Joanne. But in a group, they feel that little bit of peer pressure in the best way. They want to be the best that they can be and also be part of a group that moves together. You and I both taught group lessons for many, many, many years, more years than we care to mention right now. But I see students succeed so much faster and further when they go together. And they don't just practice for themselves, they practice for the group as a whole, right?
Totally. And that builds a real musicianship, because in the real world, most musicians play with others. The only ones that don't would be solo pianists, right? If you're a solo singer, you need a group to play for. Guitar players, yeah, they can play a guitar solo, but quite often there's a background helping them. So most musicians are part of a group. So whether it's in a band or an orchestra or just jamming with friends, music is really meant to be shared.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is really kind of where that shift happens. We're not just teaching students, we're creating musicians and lifelong learners. And that really is the key.
And all of this sounds really amazing, but I know some teachers are wondering, how do I even start teaching group lessons?
Yeah, it's a great question. The key is structured lesson plans. You need a framework that allows for group engagement while still really supporting the individual progress. These are really important.
I think so. And that's why I think the Ultimate Music Teachers membership, there's a step-by-step lesson plans and games and activities, which make group teaching easy and effective, but not just theory group teaching. It makes all the teaching, because let's face it, if you're teaching any instrument or voice, you're really teaching theory, right? So all of this translates in the concepts of the cooperative learning theory and stuff. It goes back and forth between your principal instrument, between theory classes and both. It's all the same at the end of the day. So I really think it's a great way, teachumt.com for the teachers membership if you really want to make your group teaching easy and effective.
Yeah, 100%, Joanne. And I think too that one of the key factors is that, first of all, we're all really busy teachers, right? And so you may be saying, okay, Glory, Joanne, I love the Ultimate Music Teachers live show. I hear you talking about this a lot. I'm in. And when you make that commitment to say, I do want to start teaching group theory club classes, I do want to increase my income, I do want to elevate my skill sets as a music educator, I do want to make this the best teaching year ever. Well, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Because we want to give you the tools that you need so that you can engage your students, that you can simplify these concepts and make learning, an interactive activity in your lessons.
I agree. And, another way to really start focusing on yourself as a music business owner is maybe considering start setting your fees as an annual tuition, so you can run your studio with stability and ease and no more makeup lessons.
No more makeup lessons. And I think, Joanne and I are really proud of everything that we've created inside the teachumt.com Ultimate Music Theory Teachers membership, because it's an actual game changer. Because when you have all of these resources at your fingertips, and when you set an annual tuition model, and when you create financial consistency and scheduling flexibility, you don't have all of those, Oh, no moments, right? No more rescheduling nightmares. Everything is just simple. So if you are ready to go from just a music teacher to a really confident music business owner, you're in the right place. You can join us inside the Ultimate Music Teachers membership at teachumt.com.
Exactly. In there, you're going to find courses and community and coaching to help you learn, plan, teach, and grow your music studio.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a proven system. We're giving you the momentum course so you can get started right now. You can elevate your teaching. You can build confident musicians, which is what we are all passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, create a schedule that's actually going to work for you and your family.
And remember, you don't have to do it all alone. We're here to support you every step of the way.
Yeah, 100%. So let's give them some love, Joanne. Join us at teachumt.com, and we look forward to seeing you inside. Till next time, teach with passion.